I had lust in my heart, I covered it, so I was enclosed in the dark. The desire to have more was the only thing I seen. I was blinded, my lust turned into idle dreams. I had lust in my heart, I covered it, so I was enclosed in the dark. The desire to have more was the only thing I seen. I was blinded, my lust turned into idle dreams. Everybody want to win, nobody want to lose. Everybody want the top like we got something to prove. Everybody want the money, everybody want the fame, knowing we were slaves and we still begging for a change. I can't explain if I do not understand. My people still popping each other like rubber bands. All we want is fame and recognition, so we can now splurge on the lust we have for women. Cause we want it all, there's never no contentment. And I almost slipped right before I was repentant. I was envious of the fools, so I made up my decision. In my mind I wanted all the prosperity of the wicked, but when I never made it, I became suicidal. I lusted it so bad, my dream became my idol. I was calling evil good, and good became my rival. That's when the Lord caught me and I opened up my Bible. I had lust in my heart, I covered it, so I was enclosed in the dark. The desire to have more was the only thing I seen. I was blinded, my lust turned into idle dreams. I had lust in my heart, I covered it, so I was enclosed in the dark. The desire to have more was the only thing I seen. I was blinded, my lust turned into idle dreams. I'm so glad that the Lord didn't kill me. Instead he sent prophets with the word to come heal me. I finally understand and now I know the deal. See, that's why I use the gift of rap regardless if you feel me. I'm trying to reach the youth that was just like me, living in violence, blood on that fresh white tee. I'm just praying and I'm hoping that they might take heed, that the last of the 144 they might be. I'm just trying to get that ball moving. I'm just fed up and tired of I know you feel how I feel. This shit is real. Niggas forget God just to get a record deal. Listen here, young brother. We here, young brother. I know at times you feel nobody cares, young brother. Through these laws, the way that you should be steered, young brother. With your how, it's nothing that you should fear, young brother. So take the lust out your heart, don't cover, and you won't be enclosed in the dark. The desire to have more is wicked as it seems. Don't be blinded, turn to God and not your idle dreams. So take that lust out your heart, don't covet, and you won't be enclosed in the dark. The desire to have more is wicked as it seems. Don't be blinded, turn to God, not to idle dreams.
Prayers to the Lord, trumpet sound in the dedication. Heathen defile with their lies and abominations. Prepare for war, gather round for the dedication.
Remember the law, kingdom is ours. Dragon is raw, be coming for war. Nations gonna fall, get ready for war. Strong in the Lord, and if I fall, start killing them all. Blood on the floor, get ready for war. Rah, rah, 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 get ready for war.
The time has come when you scared. Pass me the sword of the land. I do me in blood everywhere. Make a waste before the Lord takes you away. Told me be bold like a lion. This is a war. Somebody dying. Never give up. Never give in. This is a fight. We're destined to win. Strike the enemy. Aim for the head. Pay their eyes. Another again. Hit him again and again. Again and again. I can't show no mercy. The people we gotta defend. Give them 100%. Gotta be worthy. I know that you're listening. You must remain humble and disciplined. You must keep the hunger and vigilance and execute punishment vengeance. I'ma supply when I'm older. Know that the time's getting colder. Pushing this weight on my shoulders. Get light with the sword of the host. Remember, my avenger. You're a fighter, a defender. For your father, a contender. For the body and his members. Listen, you teach, I meditate. Until we walk through heaven gates. I'm ready to fight, won't hesitate. For the Lord, my life, I'ma dedicate.
Dedicate, then you will elevate. Remember your Father in heaven, no surrogate. Sharpen your sword on the stone for the heaven. Remove all that leather, get ready, don't hesitate. We in the battle, skedaddle or detonate. Remember your stock, get it poppin', then decimate. We are the sons of the prophets, no featherweight. Built for this battle, revive what they desecrate.
I'm ready for war, ready to bloody my sword, ready to kick in, ready forever. The devil been bringing. Did it ready to got everything in me, I wanna give me, I heard it before. I gotta put in this work for my people. Then I eat cause I'm ready to roar.
You ready to roar? Ain't for his head. Nah, it ain't dead if his blood isn't shed. Bet he gon' pay for the day when he begged him to raise and he raced off our faces instead. Woo! Fire from heaven, no threats. Edom gon' need him a rest. All I relieve my stress. We end in his name nonetheless.
I am a son of a leader. I'm trying to part me a Peter. I heard what you said, but these demons ain't ready. I don't need a mic, I need readers. Ready to battle whatever, whoever can get it. Let's go with Bishop, he needs to pull up and beat us the block. Cause you know that there's how many heathens can never defeat us. We are the leaders.
Wait, hey. Boy, you gon' have your day. Swinging and slinging that sword. Better remember that it cut both ways. Better fix your face, cause this race ain't cake. Yeah, be humble. Don't step out your place. Your patience possesses your soul. Remember, don't focus, the king on the way.
The king on the way, and I can't wait. All of these heathens gon' vacate. We coming with vengeance, so don't put up evidence. We giving new meanings to Mayday. Pull up and shut up whoever is tripping. Submitting my victim with scriptures. They give them the business, no kidding, I'm ready. Ready ain't nothing, I'm petty. I'm slicing up better than Nettie.
Remember the law, kingdom is ours. Dragon is raw, we coming for all. Nations gon' fall. Get ready for war, strong in the Lord. And if I fall, then pick up my sword, you killing them all. Blood on the floor, get ready for war. Rah, rah. 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 Get ready for war.
Prepare for war, gather round for the dedication. Prayers to the Lord, trumpet sound in the dedication. Heathen defiled with their lies and abominations. Prepare for war, gather round for the dedication. Prepare for war, gather round for the dedication. Prayers to the Lord, trumpet sound in the dedication. Heathen defiled with their lies and abominations. Prepare for war, gather round for the dedication.
Hold up, fish don't fry in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill. 12 tribes still going live. Light unto the world weekend. How you feel getting ready for Shabbat? Call that a prep day. They multi-directional. I follow the best way. They live by the sword. Same time die by it. Turn away from wickedness, no high side. Tail bearing a no-no. Backsliding a no-no. Dishonor a no-go. No respect to person, speak the truth so it feels like a low blow. Sheep amidst the lobos. This not a war against flesh and blood. Still I train at the dolo. Them gon' won't test me. I'm no bozo. Me against the world, ride solo. Hopping out of photos. I'm an urban servant, ain't even got a logo. What you think I'm loco? Insane in the membrane. Holding on that script game. Hold it like it would grain. Shofar blowing. Shout out to the camps that faithfully apply pressure. Praises go up. Blessings come down. Breaking these curses, but not breaking my vow. Melchizedek. Holy is the order. I'm rocking free in this blue ribbon on the borders. Dance like David. Make the trump. Slaves, big daughters of young, not a horse. Banging in the parking lot. See the opposition get the swinging in the parking lot. Aim is 5'10". Hated by the world cause I don't follow trends. I don't follow men. Once I tried to blend, I soon discovered that I don't ride with sin. I ain't nothing like them. Set apart mode on my Hebrew drip. I got the other side thinking it's an ego trip. I got a new song to sing, Psalm 144. I wouldn't want it even if you said the world was yours. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Works of repentance, now I'm in the trenches. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Set apart bending, now I'm in the trenches. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling. Yeah. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling. Okay, on the path to worship, yeah, I'm on another level. Staying on my post, still kingdom goes forever. Oracles of Yah living word, timeless. Spoken by the prophets, kept the people in alignment. Work the water tablets, make it rain. Yahusha hit the block and he never left a stain. Volume of the book, stay locked and loaded. Laughing at the ones say a white man wrote it. I keep going, never ride the brakes. Ride with humility, never ride fake. Use few words when the elders are talking. This kind of talk ain't reserved for bosses. They say I'm gaslighting, say I'm homophobic, but I would never catch the BS that they're throwing. And I don't need no roses, I just need a sword and my folks on one accord. Those that are lost do not see we are at war. So use my feet to crush the head of the serpent. Y'all consuming fire, yeah, get ready for the purging. Living waters, purifying souls, no detergent. Man on fire, I was sent here with purpose. Trying every spirit, cause I do not believe you. I was told take care, don't let no man deceive you. Some of y'all don't know what I mean. Emunah 6:13. Yeah. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Works of repentance, now I'm in the trenches. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Oh, what a feeling, part of the remnant. Set apart bending, now I'm in the trenches. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling. Yeah. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling.
They want to oppress us, and they want us to allow ourselves to be oppressed.
This is I agree with you perfectly. This is the basic problem.
Then what do you
that white people think they're better than others?
I can't solve the problem. You guys pull the strings that close schools. You guys draw the boundaries that keep our kids restricted to the ghetto. You guys write up the restrictive covenants that keep us out of houses. So it's up to you to talk to your brothers and your sisters and persuade them that they have a responsibility. We've assumed ours for over 400 years, and we're tired of this kind of stuff now. We're not going to suffer patiently anymore. No more turning the other cheek. No more blessing our enemies. No more praying for those who despitefully use us. We're going to show you that we've learned the lessons you've taught us. We've studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama, and I can say you, because you're part of the whole system, you profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated. So you can have him. And here's what I'll say. I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow.
I was made in the image of Yahweh. My spirit Marvin Gaye, heart pump with black power. Way before the days when he tore down the towers. I ain't talking 9/11, Nimrod had the power. That was Shinar. Before that we had the showers. Before Adam got deceived, he said the world was ours. Lost it in a second cause we bite and we devour. Was given all of the earth and we don't even say the water. Gave us Messiah and we don't even say our Father. We walk down in heaven so our burdens getting harder. Word to the turbans on our elders with the Taurus, no capping, that's a rap. Yahweh shied, he died for us. Mamas cried for us, daddies did their best if they survived the whole time. To be the mice, they lied to us. Synagogue of Shaitan on my body and my mind. My soul for Yahweh, my purpose is aligned. This little light of mine running dim, but it shines. The majors of Shaitan pulling at me, but I climb. You're looking at divine, most merciful and beneficent. The sun, moon, and stars, the creator of the firmament. That's why I stay marching to Zion, it's like a tournament. The rounds getting harder, but I still walk the waters. Euphrates and the Nile, the Mississippi River come to me. I will walk across the currents with a smile. That's faith over trials. I still hear Mary and my grandmother telling me I was special as a child, but I was in denial. The killers and the crack addicts made it hard to smile. She know I would repent but keep my drug dealer style. Several gold chains, you can see them from a mile. I'm wild effervescent. I'm proof you can grow through your trials and your lessons, your curses and your blessings if you seek his acceptance.
I need the I need thee. I need
Ya Baraka, Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Waya Shamaka, Waya Shamaka, Yahweh, 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 Hanyawa Al Yak, Hanyawa Al Yak, Waya Khanka, Waya Khanka, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yasha'aya Hawa, Yasha'aya Hawa, Wanyawa Al Yak, Wanyawa Al Yaka, Wayasham, Wayasham, Laka Shalom, Laka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yasha'Allah, Yasha'Allah.
Shalom, shalom. First, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Hamashem like Yahweh Shai. A happy Shabbat. And we want to give a Shabbat shalom to Aliana, Yasharala, a Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Shemaratah, man. And give a hearty Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Shemaratah to Sister Davia, Princess Davia, a shalom. And Shabbat shalom to Yediah, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Shemaratah, a Kwam Yashala, man, to the house of Ezra, man. And the Shabbat Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shai Shemaratah to Sister Princess, man. Hey, all praises to brother. Hey, and all praises to the Most High, man, for everybody that's tuned in, man. Hey, my name is Ariana.
Shalom, shalom, brother Hoshaya. All praises to the Most High.
Shalom, shalom, brother Shar. All praises to the Most High.
Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. My brother Tazwan.
Khan. Hey,
Hey, the
Shabbat
sisters
Shalom.
come. Hey, the sisters coming to get this law, huh?
Man,
All
Khan, hey,
praises.
hey, how you know if you breaking the law if you don't know the law?
That's right, Hey,
Khan,
all
hey,
praises, man.
Shabbat
Hey, the sisters
Shalom,
trying to get this work, huh?
Khan, and King Jeremiah, man, that brother on fire, man. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High for
Shalom.
that brother cutting the videos, man.
All praises,
Praise.
man.
All right, hey, let's get into it, man. We're on Commandment 561, ritual purity and impurity. Ritual purity and impurity. 561, the 8 species of creeping things defiled by contact. Leviticus 20, chapter 11, verse 24 through 30. Right?
You said Leviticus 15, King?
No, Leviticus chapter 11, verse 24 through 30.
I read it. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 24. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening. Verse 25. And whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. Verse 26. The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Everyone that touches them shall be unclean. Verse 27. And whosoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whoso toucheth their carcasses shall be unclean until the evening. Verse 28. And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. They are unclean unto you. You said the 30, right, King?
Yep.
Verse 29. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel, and the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind. Verse 30. And the ferret, and the, what's that, chameleon,
Yep.
chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. You want me to keep going, King? Or
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it.
okay,
It's
okay.
just telling you that once they
Hey,
die.
hey, man, you go down south, man. They cooking all this stuff up here, man.
Calm,
You
bro.
know what I mean? Hey, we can't have the weasel. You know what I mean? The tortoise. They got don't they got turtle soup
Yeah.
or something like that?
Hey, and it's crazy that you say that because I remember when I was younger, my mom used to always cook turtle.
Yeah, yeah. But we got we started. Of course, we was cooking all type of stuff. During those days, man. Hey, just like that's like eating like shrimp, crabs, lobster. Hey, the same way we should look at mice and eating all that nasty or cats, dogs. Hey, that's how we should be looking at eating shrimp, crab, lobsters. You know what I'm
Calm.
saying? Our people look at that stuff like, hey, man, this is a delicacy, man. And I don't know,
Man.
King. I don't know if y'all understand, y'all see this, brother, but people that eat those things got a certain type of spirit on them. Out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Calm. I
Khan.
definitely see it. You're absolutely right. Hey, and them people that was, hey, that was the people that was back in Egypt, man.
That's right.
Right? Right. Hey, I'm gonna bring that out. Cause that's something that you say that,
Yeah,
right?
hey, people eating all type of stuff, man. They eating I saw this brother's cooking a snake, man. You know what I mean? He cook a snake. They cook what you call
Alligator, all
alligator.
that.
Yeah, alligator. That's like that's a big lizard, man. You eating all
Big
these things, man. Hey, snails. Hey, they eating
Right?
snails like what's that? Escargot.
Yeah.
Escargot.
Hey,
Right.
Right?
Yahalam. Hey, Yahalam, pull Exodus chapter 16, verse 3.
God.
Watch. 'Cause, hey, this the hey, and we know that at the end of the day that it's all the same people, man. Right?
God.
All the same people back. All the same people
Con,
back.
you said,
Exodus 16 and 3.
Con.
It's a
This,
yeah.
Go
Y'all
ahead.
hear the echo?
Go ahead, Yahalam. 16 and 3.
oh, Salakia. Exodus chapter 16, verse 3. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we have died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Verse
Right?
4.
Oh, that's it, brother. Right? So hey, that's just crazy though, because hey, brother Shia, it was just
Hold
like,
up, King.
hey,
Yahalam. Mute your phone, King. I think when we talk, we get an echo.
yep, I'm muting. So yeah,
All right,
bro.
Con.
Hey,
Con.
that's crazy though. Hey, that's the same, and them the same spirits, because we know that
Same spirit.
there's no end to the spirits according to Ecclesiastes 4:15. So
That's
that's
right,
them same people back.
That's right, Same thing. Hey, there's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new under the sun, bro.
Man, we're gonna get into that one day too, man. Hey, them people still gonna get punished in these last
Yeah,
days, man.
but
A lot of people coming back for their punishment.
come on, brother.
You know what
He
I'm
said, hey,
saying?
that's that
Hmm.
second address.
That's
9,
right.
when he said
There
you'll
you
be
go.
raised
There
back
you
up
go,
to be
King.
put to death. That's
That's
what it is.
exactly
That's
what's on my
he
mind.
brought you back
Con.
in, like you said. Right? So
Hmm.
commandment 562, that foods become defiled by contact with unclean things. So that means that if you get a sandwich and they accidentally put bacon on it, and you can't
Yeah,
just
the
peel the
whole thing
bacon
gone.
off and be like the hamburger's all right. No, it's over for thou.
Yeah,
Leviticus
man.
11 and 34.
Con. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 34. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean.
Mm.
And all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean. Hey man, you got to get a whole new vessel for that thing,
Yeah.
man. Go verse 35 2K.
No, that's it. Hey,
God.
look, and that's crazy though, because what you saying that though, it's just crazy because you know what I'm saying? Like somebody will cook some pork on something, and then they be like, oh,
Hmm.
well, ain't not pork in there no more. Now I can just throw
Yeah.
that beef on it. No, that's
Con.
still undefiled. That's still defiled.
Con. That's right. Hey, you can't be. Hey, look, you can't just
Oh, yeah.
take the bacon off and eat it, man. It's you know what I mean? Like, oh,
Hey,
they put bacon on it.
hey,
Yeah,
bro,
good.
and you is right. You do got to go to the next two
Con.
verses. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You all right, bro?
that's what I was saying. Yeah, King Khan. Let me read that 34 again, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead, King.
Leviticus, because it's very important. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 34. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean, and all drink that may be drunk, and every such vessel shall be unclean. Verse 35. And everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven, just like the brother brought out, right? Or
Man,
ranges for pots, they shall be broken down. That's how serious it is, brother. For they are unclean and shall be unclean unto you. Hey, this is why we need our own land, man. You know what I mean? This
huh?
is why. Every time we
Hey,
go out, man, we got to deal with this, man.
hey, look, and Sister Yadiah said you can't take the pepperoni off the pizza. Said I got a cheese pizza
Nah,
all of a
man.
sudden. No, you
Nah,
don't.
nah. That's right, sis. Hey,
And you
you
got
can't get away with that with the
yeah.
Most High.
You can't just take the death shingles off and think that you good, man.
That's
Right?
right,
And Shabbat
God.
Shalom and brothers and mom, man. All praise to the Most High. Hey, and that's the thing,
You
though,
put that on you put that on Israelite on our food when we order something. You put some bacon on it. Hey, we got an attitude, man. That's what
brother.
hey, we might walk out.
brother, the other day my wife had ordered an all veggie pizza and I saw tomatoes on it. But you know what I'm saying? Right from the front when you open it, I just saw
Right.
circles. Bro,
That's
I almost went
they gotta
crazy because
go.
I spent like $40-some on that pizza. I'm like,
Right,
what?
brother.
Hey, brother just saw brother just saw tomatoes. He said, "Oh, wait a minute, man."
Wait a minute.
I don't, she raised up. It was from that one, you know, that one pizza spot, like the hippie pizza spot or whatever. What they call that?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
Oh
You know what I'm
no.
talking about? They got the mellow mushroom, and
Oh yeah,
she
mellow.
ordered an
Oh
all
yeah, yeah,
veggie pizza. But you
con
know, they put the whole tomato on there.
tomato. Yeah.
But I didn't know what she ordered. I just told her to order that and the wings, and I'll go pick it up. And I picked it up, and then we
Right.
got it, and we prayed. And then as soon as she opened it up, and I saw them tomatoes, bro, I was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm tripping." Like it was a tomato, but all I saw was red and circles. And you know,
That's
instantly
it.
what you think when you see red circles.
Yeah. Let's make sure my brothers know that
Yeah,
we're not talking about tomatoes is unclean. We said he
yeah,
thought it
no,
was pepperonis.
yeah,
Cause you know,
man.
people say, "Yo, man, they talking about tomatoes unclean." You know, you never know with this Israel.
Hey, hey, brother
Right.
Zaman said, he saw that. Hey, that happened to him at the bowling alley. Death shingles on the pizza. Hey,
Hey, see?
ah,
God,
man.
Salakia, one day I was doing DoorDash, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you know when they cancel the order, they tell you, you know, you can keep it. And a brother was hungry, man. I was out, we eat all day. We had two pies, and some chicken, right?
Yep.
And we about to say, you know what? I already knew, King. I said, I guarantee you, this thing got pepperonis on it. And sure enough, both pizzas had a bunch of pepperoni on it. And we
Come
had to
on, man.
throw away that whole pizza. Only thing I can do is give it to an Edomite.
Yep.
Right, right. Right,
Oh man.
exactly.
Death to
God,
America.
God,
Man. So commandment 563, that anyone who touches the carcass of a beast that died of itself shall be unclean. Leviticus 11:39. Wicked,
God.
man. This place is wicked.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 39. And if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that touches the carcass thereof shall be unclean until the evening.
Mm.
No,
Hey, it's over for thou, man. So there's no
that's
way
right.
around it, right? Hey, you're unclean. What else can you do?
That's it.
So commandment number 564, that a lying in woman is unclean like a menstruating woman and turns to uncleanliness. Leviticus chapter 12, verse 2.
God. Leviticus chapter 12 and verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a woman have conceived seed, and born a man child, then she shall be unclean 7 days, according to the days of the separation for her infirmity shall she be unclean.
Keep going.
And in verse 3, and in the eighth day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised.
Right? Keep going.
God. Verse 4, and when she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 3 and 30 days, she shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled. So,
One more.
verse 5, but if she bear a maid child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks, as in her separation, and she shall continue in the blood of her purifying three score and 6 days. So
So
three
if you
score
notice
and
that,
6 days.
the female,
That's right.
the female actually is twice the amount of the male,
It is
Right.
right?
double. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
That's right.
because the male is only 1 week, 7 days, and
That's
then the
right.
eighth day he gets circumcised, and then it's 33 days. The
Right.
female is 3 score, which is a score is 20, so it's three
That's right.
score and 6 days, which is 66 days and
That's right.
2 weeks unclean,
That's right.
right? So yeah, so just let everybody know that. And brother Jamal said he had to throw that joint right away at the window, man.
Yeah.
He was good, right? Hey, all
Hmm.
praise, you gotta get rid of. He said you gotta flee from the presence of evil, man.
That's
And
right.
that is evil, man. Pork is evil.
That's right.
Right? So calm, man. So hey, So that's deep, man, because it letting you know that the Most High said, hey, if a woman, have a child, it's just the same uncleanliness as being of her flower.
That's right.
Right? So all
And
praises.
7 days.
565, that a leper is unclean and defiles. Leviticus 13 and 2 through 46.
Con. Leviticus chapter 13, verse
Yep,
2 through
yep.
where, King?
46.
Con. When a
Yeah.
man, verse 2, when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab, or a bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh, like the plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priest. Verse 3, and the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy. And the priest shall look on him, and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut up him and that have the plague 7 days. Verse 5. And the priest shall look on him the seventh day, and behold, if the plague in his sight be at a stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more. And the priest shall look on him again the seventh day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be unclean. You know what's crazy, King? I'm sorry, King. Watch what it say. It says if it becomes somewhat dark. Hmm. Hey, when certain people get scabs, it don't come dark, brother. It just come red. You know what I mean? But anyway, I just had to point that out. Verse
God.
7, Leviticus 13, verse 7. But if the scab spread much abroad in the skin, after that he have been seen of the priest for his cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again. And if the priest see that, behold, the scab spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprosy. Verse 9. When the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest. Verse 10. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising. Verse 11. It is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. Verse 12. And if a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that have the plague from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that have the plague. It is an all Salah, it is all turned white, he is clean. Verse 14. But when raw flesh appeareth in him, he shall be unclean. And the priest shall see the raw flesh, and pronounce him to be unclean. For the raw flesh is unclean, it is a leprosy. Verse 16. Or if the raw flesh turn again, and be changed unto white, he shall come unto the priest. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean that have the plague. He is clean. Verse 18. The flesh also, in which even in the skin thereof was a boil, it is healed. And in the place of the boil there be a white rising, or a bright spot, white and somewhat reddish, and it be showed to the priest. And if when the priest seeth it, behold, it be in sight lower than the skin, and the hair thereof be turned white, that the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy broken out of the boil. Verse 21. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hairs therein, and if it be not lower than the skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. Verse 22. And if it spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague. Verse 23. But if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not, it is a burning boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Verse 24. Or if there be any flesh in the skin, whereof there is not I'm sorry, there is a hot burning, and the quick flesh that burneth have a bright white spot, a white bright spot, some what reddish or white, then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair in the bright spot be turned white, and it be in the sight deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy broken out of the burning. Wherefore, wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy. Verse 26. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hair in the bright spot, and it be no lower than the other skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. Verse 27. And the priest shall look upon him with the seventh day, and if it be spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy. Verse 28. And if the bright spot stay in his place, and spread not in the skin, but it be somewhat dark, it is a rising in the burning, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning. Verse 29. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head, or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, it if it be in the sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scale. It is a dry scale, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. And that yellow is the same. Yellow is blonde. That's in French, right? I believe. Right, King? I think yes. I think it's
Con, yeah,
French.
con,
Yeah.
con.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Yep.
Verse 31. And if the priest look on the plague of the scale, and behold, it be not in the sight deeper than the skin, and that there is no black hair in it, see that? Then the priest shall shut up him that have the plague of the skull 7 days. Hey, and people walking around here, Slovakia, people walking around here with plagues on their head, man. Right? Hey, our sisters getting blind hair. Hey, you going off, man.
Right.
Verse right? Verse 32. Hey, people want to walk around being unclean.
Right.
Right? That's crazy. At verse 32. And if and in the seventh day the priest shall look on the plague, and behold, if the scale spread not, and there be in it no yellow hair, and the scale be not in sight deeper than the skin, he shall be shaven, but the scale shall be not shaved. Shall he not shave? And the priest shall shut up him that have the skull 7 days more. Verse 34. And in the seventh day the priest shall look on the skull, and behold, if the skull, I'm sorry, man, I'm saying the skull be not spread in the skin, or be in the sight deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. Verse 35. But if the skull spread much in the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall look on him, and behold, if the skull be spread in the skin, the priest shall not seek for yellow hair, he is unclean. But verse 37. But if the skull be in his sight at a stay, and that there is black hair grown up therein, the skull is healed, he is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Anyway, this is so good. Verse 38. If a man also or a woman have in the skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, then the priest shall look, and behold, if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be darkish white, it is a freckled spot that groweth in the skin, he is clean. Verse 40. And the man whose hair is fallen off his head, he is bald, yet is he clean. Verse 41. And he that have his hair fallen off from the part of his head toward his face, he is. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so lucky, y'all.
Oh man.
That's plagues, man. I got it. He is forehead bald, yet is he clean. Salakia. Verse 42. Salakia, y'all. This is crazy. Hey,
Most high approved.
I'm telling you, forehead ball is off. Hey, K, where we going to on this?
It's 48. No,
Okay,
46. Salaki, 46.
God. Hey, somebody else want to take over? I'm sorry.
God.
God, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. You left off 41, right? So I'm going at 42. Khan. Verse 42. And if there be in the bald head or bald forehead a white reddish sore, it is a leprosy sprung up in his bald head or his bald forehead. Verse 43. Then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the rising of the sore be white reddish in his bald head or in his bald forehead, as the leprosy appeareth in the skin of the flesh, he is a leprous man. He is unclean. The priest shall pronounce him utterly unclean. His plague is in his head. Verse 45. And the leper in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and his head bare, and he shall put a covering upon his upper lip, and shall cry, unclean, unclean. Verse 46. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean. He shall dwell alone without the camp, shall his habitation be.
Right?
Y'all
So,
y'all crazy,
right.
man.
So
Yeah,
I had
bald
looked up
forehead, brother.
too. I had looked up some stuff too, and then we're gonna get to your diet question too as well. So can y'all see the
Praise.
screen?
I see it. I ain't seen nothing come up yet. Can you be about to do it now? Or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be
I can
popping
see
up.
it.
Is it there?
Okay. No, not yet.
Right. You see it now?
Nah. Anybody else see it?
I just see
It's there,
I
but
see
it's
something. Oh,
small.
okay, I see it
Yeah,
small
yeah, it's
thing. That's
coming
what
up.
it is. Yeah.
'Cause I'm looking at
Okay,
the live, so I
con.
was just seeing this on there, but I know it's
Nah,
a
you
little
good.
slow for
I
everybody.
see it. Yeah, it's small.
But it says
Okay.
is vitiligo, because I know, like, I've always wondered, this is vitiligo the same as leprosy? Now this is, Esau. It says vitiligo and leprosy are different skin conditions that can both cause discoloration, but they have different causes and appearances. And this is where I'm gonna have to do some more research on it. It says also known as leukoderma or white leprosy. So why would they call it white leprosy if it's a difference?
That's right.
Why would you even put that word in there? It's like,
Con.
y'all don't have HIV, but I'm limited HIV. Or I don't have HIV, but
Right.
semi-partial having HIV. Like, you shouldn't even put that in there. It's like confusion. But it says
Mm-hmm.
also known as leukoderma or white leprosy. Vitiligo is an autoimmune condition that causes smooth white patches of skin due to a loss of melanin pigment from melanocytes, the cells that produce skin pigment. Vitiligo can also cause hair and eyes to appear pale. The exact cause of vitiligo is unknown, but it may be caused by inherited mutated genes that create abnormal melanocytes. Now, leprosy, also known as Hansen disease, leprosy is a highly contagious bacterial infection that causes discolored patches, lumps, or sores in the skin. Leprosy can also cause nerve damage, loss of sensation, and hair loss in the affected areas, like the forehead. Not just playing.
I'm gonna bring out that Second Kings in a minute.
Oh man, I'm sorry. So like, and then so I wanted to bring up, how does a person get leprosy? You know, How does a person get leprosy? So scientists have learned that to catch leprosy, a healthy person must have months of close contact with someone who has leprosy. It's believed that the disease spreads when a person who has leprosy coughs or sneezes. When a healthy person repeatedly breathes in the infected droplets, this may cause the spread of the disease. So I also looked up, does leprosy exist anymore? Yes, although it's rare, leprosy still exists today. According to the World Health Organization, approximately 208,000 people have leprosy, Hansen's disease, around the globe, with most causes found in Asia and Africa. In the United States, about 100 people receive a leprosy Hansen disease diagnosis every year. So yeah, so that's something I got to look
They
up too. With
also
that,
they also changed the meaning of it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, it's not the same leprosy that is talked about. And you know,
So
it's crazy. It's almost like melatonin is skin cancer, but they call it something different. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
you know,
saying.
God.
So um, so this is the question that Yediah had asked. It says, do you accept brothers and sisters into the camp if they have leprosy? So I'm just gonna pull a couple of laws out the law book that doesn't necessarily point to leprosy, but I think it paints a picture. So the first one is Deuteronomy 23 and 2. Deuteronomy 23 and 2. Right, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 2. It says, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to his 10th generation. He will not enter into the congregation of the Lord, right? So a bastard would be basically a child by a heathen, right? So he would basically be an unclean Israelite. So Numbers 19 and 11. Numbers 19 and 11. And it says, he that touches the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days. And I was actually trying to bring it in because they shall not enter into the congregation. Trying to see if it goes into it, because all these things you can't go into the congregation. All right, I'm gonna skip down to verse. I'm gonna skip down to verse 14. Numbers 19 and 14. This is the law when a man dieth in a tent. All that come into the tent and all that's in the tent shall be unclean 7 days. I was trying to find the part where it says you cannot go in the congregation, because basically when you're unclean, you cannot go into the congregation. Leviticus 15 and 19. Leviticus 15 and 19. And it reads, if a woman have an issue and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the evening. So that separation mean being not even being around the congregation or anybody. So, I just say that to say I think even with leprosy or touching a dead body or anything, just anything that's unclean, I think that you're not supposed to really. That's why it says you should be unclean to the evening. So you got to kind of separate yourself. So anything that's unclean, whether it's touching a dead body, touching something that's unclean that dies of itself that we brought up, a woman that, you know what I'm saying, has a baby, a woman that, of her blood unpurified, like all those uncleannesses, you can't come into the presence of the Lord. Because even with Moses, the brother brought that out. Even with Moses, when the Most High had sent the angel and the bush was burning, he said, Moses, take off your shoes, for your shoes are unclean and you stand upon holy ground. So I think when it comes to anything that's holy, like the tabernacle, that tent that was, our actual temple at that moment, or the temple itself, like I think when it comes to any of that and you're unclean, I think that you're not supposed to go into the presence of the Most High, right? Right? Hey, Sister Davia pulled a great precept. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 23 and 10. I'll pull that out. right? Deuteronomy 30 and 10, right? Book of Deuteronomy 30 and 10. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice, or Salakia 23 and 10, Salakia, Deuteronomy 23 and 10. If there be any among you any men that is not clean by reason of uncleanness, that chanceth him by night, then shall he go abroad out of the camp. He shall not come within the camp. So that's, one of the many, right? Because ultimately at the end of the day, hey, I don't think that we're supposed to be like near the temple or the camp or anything, because you will make somebody else unclean. So yes, I think if you had that condition, leprosy, yes, I think that would disqualify you from being into the camp. So yes, definitely Esau would definitely be disqualified from coming into the camp. So that was a great question though, because I think that's one thing I think, that I think we err from, is because we have to also just honor that, hey, when you do on the camp, that will kind of, because we are the temple of the Most High. We currently don't have a temple. So he said, when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'm in the midst, and that's church. So I think that would qualify as the temple. So I would think we have to be best way as possible, not having anything that's defiled, because that will be going also into I don't want to go into a rant, but that will also be going into Romans chapter, I want to say 12 and verse 1. It says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. Right? Because where do you sacrifice at? You sacrifice in the temple. So if you're at camp, that will be the momentary temple, right? And we know each one of us is the temple. And when we go out to the highways and byways, we're actually the sacrifice of the Most High. So if we present ourselves as that sacrifice, we have to be, without spot or blemish. We also would have to be, pure, clean. Because you can't bring a sacrifice that had a blemish, a spot, had a nick, hair out, eye gouged, toenail broke. You can't do that. So he says, I beseech you, Romans 12:1, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, which is set apart, acceptable, which is no unblemishes, unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. Right? So, hey, and then in verse 2, it says, be ye not conformed to this world, because this world say, hey, come as you are. This world says, well, you could do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Right? And we know that Psalms 19:7, right, is that the law transforms you, converts you. Right? It says that ye may prove that is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. Right? So Khan. Right? Right? So Khan. It just said the reason I asked, because Christ came and died for us. So I didn't know if that still applied. And I mean, he is our perfect sacrifice. But what he's saying is, when we go out there, we're actually the sacrifice to those that are coming in, right? Because if we're not showing, letting our light shine, right, according to Matthew 5, I think it's 5:11, if we're not letting our light shine, then people are gonna say, well, why convert over to my true nationality when I can still be a Hebrew niggalite, and you know what I'm saying, and do what I want to do, and I'm still gonna get salvation. So yes, Christ is, Yahushua is our perfect sacrifice. So yes, we're not doing a physical sacrifice, but spiritually, we're sacrificing this flesh daily, because we know we struggle because of this flesh. So we have to continue to, sacrifice this flesh daily. Right. So we're gonna get a couple more laws before we end it.
Khan, I just want to say something for the brother too. Remember, all things are done decently and in order. So that shows you the decency is us being perfected in the Most High's will, but he does have an order in how he wants things to go according to what he commands us. So although Christ came, like the brother brought out, Yahushua came as the perfect sacrifice for us, there's still other things we have to do to show ourselves, being worthy of the Most High in his service. But Khan.
And I'll pull that precept that says that, right? Because The precept says that. Galatians 5:24. Right? Galatians 5:24, real quick. It's the book of Galatians.
Con.
So
Yeah, you
Lucky
got
King, I gotta bring something out too when you come in because I'm gonna show you something in the scriptures. That's what I was looking for, and this right in the scripture we read. But go ahead, King. I'm gonna let you go ahead and I'm gonna bring it out.
icon, right? Um,
I could bring out that Galatians King 5:24. I got you. So the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 24. And they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts.
right,
Verse
right.
25. If we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit.
Go ahead.
Verse 26. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another.
And that goes to the flesh, right? So that's why it's a symbolic thing. It's not like, we're gonna take our flesh, kind of like, some of those scary movies, and we're gonna cut the flesh off and sacrifice it. No, it's a symbolic thing. Like if we are Christ 124, we have crucified the flesh, right? So we kill the flesh. So we have to do that every day though, because every day it's a different lust that pops up. So in saying that, you know what I'm saying, we have to crucify the flesh. But I yield on that, Hashaya.
Con.
Go ahead, Hashaya.
Oh, Salakia King, I have my mic muted. Salakia. If somebody can pull Leviticus 13 and 12, just bring it in the NIV or GNT so people can kind of understand this a little better. And I want to see what brothers
Con.
hold on. Hey, King, yours sound kind of bad, King.
Yeah, I could bring. What do you want me to bring it out in?
The NIV or the GNT, King, either one.
Which one you want me to start in? The GNT
You
first.
can, yeah. Let me hit the GNT real quick.
What verse?
Leviticus 13 and 12, at 12 and 13.
All right, Con. Let me pull it up real quick. Leviticus 12 and verse 13.
Oh no, 13 and 12, King.
All right, Con. Salaki. All right. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 13 and verse 12. And it reads, if the skin disease spreads and covers you from head to foot, the priest shall examine you again. If he finds that it actually has covered the whole body, he shall pronounce you ritually clean. If your whole skin has turned white, you are ritually clean. But from the moment an open sore appears, you are unclean. The priest shall examine you again, and if he sees an open sore, he shall pronounce you unclean.
Right. You see that? So Salaki, if the whole body was like that, like you grew and your whole body was like that, then you would be clean. You understand? But if it's an open sore, if it turned raw flesh, then you be considered unclean. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's the difference between a certain type of leprosy. Some you'll be pronounced clean, and some you'll be unclean. So I'm not sure what question they asking. Oh, Salakia King.
Yeah, Con. So yeah, no, just asking like, would if somebody had the leprosy and we knew they were unclean, would they be allowed to basically come into the camp?
Yeah, Con. I was saying, was they trying to say basically if leprosy completely make you unclean, but it makes you clean. I mean, you can be clean if you have it from head to toe. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And there's no open sore. But good.
yeah, Con. So yeah, and so basically, and I was just cleaning up basically like anything that you're unclean from, you can't enter into the congregation. So
That's
even
right.
if you were a part of the family, you still couldn't enter into the congregation. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, you know what I'm saying, you have to be clean when you present yourself to the Most High.
That's right.
So, and that goes for any of us. Hey, you got something that's crazy, you can't come in. You got to sit that one out.
Con.
Kind of sit down that week, man. And it happens to the best of us. So we're gonna bring out a couple more precepts, and then we're gonna end it. Commandment 566, 567, and 566 and 567. 566, that the leper shall be universally recognized as such by the prescribed marks, so too all other unclean persons shall declare themselves as such. And 567, that a leprous garment is unclean and defiles. And that's Leviticus 13, verse 45 through 49. Leviticus 13, verse 45 through 49.
I can read it. Leviticus chapter 13, verse 45. And if the leper in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and his head bare, and he shall put a covering upon his upper lip, and shall cry, unclean, unclean. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean. He shall dwell alone. Without the camp shall his habitation be.
Hey, if we'd have
That's
read
what I
down a
want to
little
bring out.
further, it gave
Yeah,
us the
well,
whole answer.
I see. I was about to bring that out, but hey, all praises is coming up now.
It's the Most High.
Verse 47. The garment also that the plague of leprosy is in, whether it be a woolen garment or a linen garment, whether it be in the warp or woof or linen or of woolen, whether in a skin or in anything, anything made of skin, and if the plague be greenish or reddish in the garment or in the skin, either in the warp or in the woof or in anything of skin, it is a plague of leprosy, and shall be shown unto the priest. First, that's it, King, or keep going?
It's just to 49.
Oh, 49, con.
So yeah, and that warp is just a woven material because and I put it out with it being, and I'll pull it up again, with it being so contagious,
Right.
right? Let me put it back up there again. Because with it being so contagious, that's why I love the Most High. So with it being so contagious, he's just really letting you know that, hey, I'm saying that because I don't want somebody else to touch that garment and then, you know what I'm saying, end up getting somebody else right there in leprosy. It says also known as Hansen's disease. Leprosy is a highly, highly contagious, right, bacteria infection that causes discolored patches. So it's so highly contagious that the Most High kind of saying, just for your protection, kind of get rid of them clothes, man. You know what I'm saying? Just get rid of them clothes. Because you keep it,
And
somebody else will just say your wife or your kids grab it. Now they can get the leprosy because they touch something that's highly contagious. So the Most High saying, just to alleviate that problem, is get rid of it,
I want to just bring out that word wolf. That wolf, just if people don't know what that is, it's just mean as mixed or interwoven, knitted material. You understand? So just so brothers will know. Brothers and sisters know.
Right? So commandment 568, that a leprous house defiles. Leviticus 14, and we already read that one, 34 through 46. So that even lets you know how actually serious leprosy is, that probably because there has so many, you know what I'm saying, stuff in the air, or you might have touched some on a wall. That's how highly contagious it is. The Most High, like, look, even the house is defiled.
Right.
So this is commandment 569, 570, 571, 572. We kind of went over it already. 573. It goes into things that are unclean. The 569, that a man having a running issue defiles. 570, that the seed of copulation defiles, that will be a man's semen. 571, that the purification from all kinds of defilement shall be effected by ceremonial washing. 572, that a menstruating woman is unclean and defiles others. 573, that a woman having a running issue defiles. And that'll be Leviticus chapter 15, verse 1 through 27. Right. Tazwan, you want to read that one for us?
Yeah, Khan. You said what? What is it?
Leviticus chapter 15, 1 through 27.
It's book of Leviticus, chapter 15, verse 1.
Khan.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When any man have a running issue out of his flesh, because of his issue he is unclean. And this shall be his uncleanness and his issue, whether his flesh run with his issue, or his flesh be stopped from his issue, it is his uncleanness. Every bed whereupon he lieth that has the issue is unclean. And
Hey, bro.
very
Hey, bro, real quick, I'm going to pull it up on a
Yeah.
show. I want to show people what that issue is. Right? Because that issue is no. The unholy blue letter. I call it the unholy blue letter because for everybody to know, hey, they changing stuff in the blue letter. So now you got to kind of take the blue letter with a grain of salt. Can everybody see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Strong's H2100. Zuv.
Right. So that what it's talking about is to flow gush issue discharge, to flow gush, to die pine away, right? To flow of issue from woman, have an issue flux flowing, right? Here we go. Now this is what we were looking for right here. Right here in the definition. Zub, a primitive root to flow freely as water, i.e., and especially, that's what i.e. mean, and especially specifically to have a sexual flux, which means a sexual infection, figuratively to waste away, also to overflow, flow, gush out, to have a running issue, right? So it's leaning more towards a sexual transmitted disease for the men. See right here, to flow properly, right? This is from the lexicon, the Hebrew. So this is translating back to the Hebrew, right? To flow properly, used of water. Psalms 78, 20, 105, Isaiah 48, 20 is also often used of the female catamina, right? Leviticus 15, 25. That's the woman's sexual. It says of seminal emission or gonorrhea of males, right? So it's seminal. So either if a man has semen come out of him, or gonorrhea, right? To flow with anything is also by an idiom of the language. So it's going into a sexual transmitted disease, right?
Ain't nothing new under the sun, huh?
Ain't nothing new under the sun. And this another one that talks about King David had a situation. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother, because they stood far away from King David, right? So I just wanted to clean that up because a lot of people don't know that it goes into that. It's not just you're bleeding and you're unclean. No, it's going into actual male having either seminal, which is semen, or he has that issue where he done ran in. That's why he said, don't make the daughters of Zion into whores, because when you run into a whore, you're going to get a judgment. And usually the judgment comes into the vast form of a discharge. But Salaki, King, go ahead, King. Finish that. I just wanted to clear that up because I know I've heard a lot of people kind of go into that differently. So I just wanted to go into the Hebrew, because that Hebrew literally lets you know like gonorrhea or a disease. But go ahead, King.
Leviticus chapter 15, verse 4. Every bed whereupon he lieth that has the issue is unclean, and everything whereon he sitteth shall be unclean. Verse 5. And whosoever toucheth his bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. And he that sitteth on anything whereon he sat that has the issue shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. Verse 7. And he that touches the flesh of him that has the issue shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. Verse 8. And if he that has the issue spit upon him that is clean, then he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening.
Hey, Salakia
Verse,
too.
mhm.
The reason why he's saying the spit, because a lot of these diseases can be transmitted through secretion of
Saliva.
different stuff.
Saliva, yeah.
So like the Most High letting you know, like, hey, it's serious, man. When people have these issues, hey, they could definitely transmit it. So hey, if you get spit on, you're kind of unclean. But go ahead, King Shai. I'm sorry.
Oh no, King, you good. I was just going in with what you're saying. That's right, y'all. Your saliva and all that. Yeah, come on.
I yield, Tazwan.
Time. Verse this is book of Leviticus chapter 15, verse 9. And what saddle soever he rideth upon that has the issue shall be unclean. Verse 10. And whosoever toucheth anything that was under him shall be unclean until the evening. And he that beareth any of those things shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. Verse 11. And whosoever he toucheth that has the issue and has not rinsed his hands in water, he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. Verse 12. And the vessel of earth that he toucheth, which has the issue, shall be broken, and every vessel of wood shall be rinsed in water. Verse 13. And when he that has an issue is cleansed of his issue, then he shall number to himself 7 days for his cleansing, and wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in running water, and shall be clean. Verse 14. And on the 8th day he shall take to him 2 turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons, and come before the Lord unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and give them unto the priest. Verse 15. And the priest shall offer them, the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord for his issue.
That's right. Come on. Hey, I want to bring something out too because
And he got to
those
keep going. He
diseases.
got to keep going to
Okay.
27.
Oh, go ahead, King.
He
Oh,
goes into the
Salaki.
woman too. I'm
Come on.
sorry.
Verse
Yep.
16. And if any man see of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the evening.
You got to keep
Keep
reading.
going.
Yeah, all the way down to 20.
Which one I'm stopping at?
I think it's 27. Yep, 27.
27? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
gone. Verse 17. And every garment and every skin whereupon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean until the evening. Verse 18. The women also with whom man shall lie with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until the evening. Verse 19. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, shall she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the evening.
I would go into a woman flower now, right? Go ahead.
Verse 20. And everything that she lies upon in her separation shall be unclean. Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. Verse 21. And whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. Verse 22. And whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. And if it be on her bed or on anything whereon she sitteth, when he toucheth it, he shall be unclean until the evening. Verse 24. And if any man lie with her at all, and her flowers be all upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days, and all the bed whereon he lieth shall be unclean. Verse 25. And if a woman have an issue of her blood many days out of the time of her separation, or if it run beyond the time of her separation, all the days of the issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation. She shall be unclean.
Hey, and what that's saying, that's going into like, let's just say, because a woman is unclean 7 days. So even if, because some women they only have their flower for like 3 days, but you're still unclean for 7 days. But if they roll over and let's just say they're unclean 8 or 9 days, then they have to complete that next 7 days. You see what I'm saying? So if they go over like 1 or 2 days, they have to complete that extra 7 day cycle still. So if it's like 9 days, it has to be 14. See what I'm saying? What if it's 15 days, it got to be 21? Because some people have irregular uh, flowers as well, to where sometimes they flow for 2 weeks, 2+ weeks. So whatever it's saying is like it has to be in completion of 7 days. So if it runs over the eighth day, you have to still go to 14. You're unclean, even though you might not have that flower. You still have to be unclean for 7 days. So that's what that's saying. If it goes, it says, if it run beyond the time of her separation, all the days of the issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation. Because we know they got to be separated for 7 days at a time. So that means that it just has to be that next cycle of 7 days, right? So Salaki King, I just wanted to clarify that.
Verse 26. Every bed whereon she lieth all the days of her issue shall be unto her as the bed of her separation, and whatsoever she sitteth upon shall be unclean as the uncleanness of her separation.
One more.
Verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
And whosoever toucheth those things shall be unclean, and shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening.
So yeah, and that's it, right? So that's the uncleanness of men and women, right? So we're gonna end there, and we'll start at commandment number 555, right? For next Shabbat. Hey, all praise to the Most High, man. Hey, it was a blessed reading. Hey, great questions. Hey, because we gotta ask them questions. Everybody's salvation on the line. You know what I'm saying? So I know people might be like, "Oh, I don't want to ask me a question." No, hey, with your salvation on the line, I know I'm asking questions. Hey, so with that being said, that's why I looked up that vitiligo, because hey, I think that's just something that we need to know, because I've saw people with vitiligo and I've kind of questioned that thing, like, man, I wonder if that's leprosy, because like the elder Hashaya said, it's a lot of things that they've changed names on. You know what I'm saying? They changed the names of the Jews. They dang sure going to change the name of a disease, so that way you may take something as if it was. So I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
So everybody
I
got to
just want.
go ahead, King. You got it.
Oh no, I just want to bring out something before we close because, a lot of those diseases like AIDS and HIV and different type of diseases. That's one of the so-called blacks and Hispanics and natives. We suffer for that the most. And if somebody can pull Deuteronomy 28 and go to 22, because a lot of these diseases were upon us, you know, in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? If you can and look, you can look up the diseases that the ancient Egyptians, had suffered, and our people suffered in ancient Egypt. Are a lot of these same diseases. Somebody pull out Deuteronomy 28 and verse 22.
Hey,
Con, I
Salaki,
got
real quick. No,
Start at 21. Okay.
I just got a question real quick. You said where we were stopping at? What number?
555.
555?
Yeah. The next when we start back up, it'll be 555.
I just read.
Five.
I
We read.
thought we was at 565. 5.
Oh, Salaki, you're right. That's I'm sorry, Salaki. That's 575. I'm sorry.
Okay, con,
574.
Oh, con, con,
574.
con.
I'm sorry.
All praise.
My page got
con,
flipped.
con.
574. Salaki. Thawada King.
Yeah. All right. Yonder bar. I was confused, bro. I'm like, wait, hold on now.
574. 574. But yeah, go ahead, King. I'm sorry, King.
No, you good, brother.
All right, Con. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. Verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew,
Right, and
and
that mildew is also the same as like certain diseases, like you know what I mean, things that break out.
yep.
I think that's actually like sort of like what we were just reading about, right? What was that, King? Let's say this mildew. Let me go into that. Hold on, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that mildew is hold on.
Paleness, mildew, rust,
Yeah, see,
livid.
yep, there you go, Con.
Mm-hmm.
Right, paleness. That's right, paleness, rust. Yep, go ahead, King.
Yep, Con. It says Salaki. When we finish the verse, King.
Con, King.
Oh, okay. And with mildew, and they shall pursue thee unto thou perish.
Right, you see that? So the Most High said a lot of those diseases. Hey, one of our curses was that we were going to get these diseases. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
And
a lot of our people are unclean from being unclean. Right?
right,
Yeah,
man.
King.
Hey, and drop down 60 and 61.
Con, that's what I want to go. All right, Con, I
Yep.
can do that too. All right,
You go
Con.
ahead,
Con.
King. You got it. You got it. I just wanted to jump down there because it just went in my
Con.
spirit.
No, that's good, yeah. Because that's what I wanted to get to. I wanted to get those, yeah.
Con. I'm gonna start at verse 60.
Yep.
Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt,
You see that?
which thou wast afraid of, and they
Yeah.
shall cleave unto thee.
Hey, look, our people was afraid of AIDS when they heard about AIDS because they said it happened in Africa. Then they said that, oh, it was,
Yep.
oh man, and everybody was looking at that thing. And people was afraid, just like the coronavirus, right? For 1 minute, it was happening to the Asians. Then it
Yep.
started coming over. They said, oh, well, older white people get, and guess where it came? Right to us, the black
Right.
and
Yep.
Hispanics.
Yep.
You see
Con.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you're afraid of, those diseases, hey, guess what? It's going to come to us. Why?
Yep.
Because we get the curses,
That's right.
right? And it's so crazy because it says that the people that was dying the most, it said it just like this: the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It
Yeah.
said it just like that in that order.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Y'all remember that, right?
And that's why
All right.
Bill Gates said,
Uh,
and he said it in the
Mhm.
same exact order. He said, we need to give our blacks, Hispanics, and Native American brothers and sisters the shot first.
Right.
Order.
Exactly.
yeah, I wonder what have been
You
in
see
those
that?
shots. But watch.
Yeah,
Read 61
exactly.
too.
Right,
There you
exactly.
go.
Come, verse 61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
You see that? And read read the next verse too, and that's it. Watch
Verse
this.
6. Yep, verse 62. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God.
You see that? You see that? Hey, a lot of our people died from that COVID.
Yeah.
You understand? And
Mhm.
all these diseases. We don't, like I said, we're the highest in AIDS and HIV.
Yep.
And guess what? We getting put to death. Don't you know that Atlanta and Atlanta and some other places, right, got the highest in HIV and AIDS.
Yeah. Yep.
You see that? And why? Because a lot of our people are dealing with those spirits over
Yep.
there. And the
Mhm.
Most High is putting you to death in these last days.
Hey,
Right?
you got to read one more. You got to read one more, and I'm done.
Good.
63.
Verse 60, verse 63, King.
Yep,
Con.
Okay, verse 63. And it shall come to pass
it's gonna
that
happen.
as the Lord rejoice, that as the Lord rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
You see that?
That's powerful right there, brother.
That's right. Hey, listen, man. Most people don't understand this, man.
Mhm.
They don't. Hey, most people don't know who the Most High is, man.
Man, bro.
I tell you, hey, get down or lay down. That's
Come
the
on,
Most
baby.
High.
Hey, they think this is sweet Jesus, man.
They think it's sweet Jesus, man. They kind of say that this is the mean God right here.
Yeah, we ain't
Right?
dealing with him.
Hey, but don't the scriptures say that Christ is the Word?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That was made flesh, right?
man.
Okay.
Hey, con.
They
So
love
everybody bring
John
out,
1:1. But
yeah.
go ahead, King.
No, so everybody bring out their closing precept, man. Hey, all praise to the Most High for another beautiful law reading. Hey, we almost out of this thing, man. One more time, right?
That's right.
I got to bring my classic out, man. Joshua, man. It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 7. Right? Joshua 1 and 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law. Hey, look, and this is why I love this precept, right? Because he said, be strong and courageous to keep the law. You got to have courage to keep the law, man.
That's right,
You got to have courage to go to work every day with fringes on, to go out in public with fringes on, people pointing at you. You know what I'm saying? You got to have courage to not eat shrimp, crab, lobster, right? Pork, not to eat pepperonis, right? You got to have courage, man. People like, oh, you don't eat pork chops, pork steaks, hog mogs, chitlin. Like, you got to have courage to be like, no, I stand up for the Most High. So I'm going to reread that again, man. Joshua 1 and verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper wheresoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So hey, the Most High telling you, you ain't gonna have good success until you do His instructions. Con, and I yield.
God. I bring out 1 John 3, and I'm gonna start at 4. Right? 1 John 3 and 4 says, "Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law." Verse 5. "And ye know that he was manifest to take away our sins, and in him is no sin." Hey, if you're a Christian, guess what? Hey, the same way that Yahweh Shah didn't sin or Christ didn't sin, hey, you shouldn't be sinning, right? Verse 6. "Whosoever abideth in him sinneth not." You mean you keep the commandments. "Whosoever sinneth hath not seen him, neither known him." Hey, everybody say, "Oh, I know Jesus. I know my Jesus." Hey, listen, if you ain't keeping the commandments, you don't know Jesus. Little children, let no man deceive you. Don't let nobody deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous. He that committeth sin is what? Is of the devil. For the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of God was manifest, that he might destroy the works of the devil. So if you believe in Christ, if you call yourself a Christian, then guess what? You got to keep the law. You got to act like Christ. Because if you sin, guess what? If you don't keep the commandments, you of the devil. That I yield with that.
Con. I'll bring out my precept. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So, hey, we know, man, like brothers was bringing it out. If you're gonna get judgment if you're not keeping the commandments and faith in the Hamashiach. It's just plain and simple. And a lot of times, be not deceived is if in one of the deceptions of our people, one of the many, when they see things like Ariel, you was bringing it out yesterday in the lesson when it was showing the Edomites in the war, and if they're so subconsciously indoctrinated with the images of that old Edomite with the gray beard, half naked, coming out the cloud naked, and his finger is touching the other Edomite who's supposed to be Yahweh Shai. So they don't fear that image. That the scriptures say the Lord is a man of war. So they don't fear that image. They look at him as a sodomite. So why are they going to fear a sodomite, right? So we know the true image of the Most High is also shown through Yahweh Shai. He's a man of war. So fear is the beginning of wisdom. So our people are deceived to think he's all love rather than that he's full of wrath and judgments also. But with that, I yield.
Okay. I'm gonna read Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. Verse 17. The words of wise men are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. Verse 18. Wisdom is better than the weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. So I brought that out because I'm like, wisdom is better than strength. And you know, the world goes off of strength, physical strength, right? To see how much power you got, how much money you got. But it says, nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised. That's us. That's us. We not rich. We definitely poor. Brothers working 80 hours a week. Brothers is going on the road, making probably like $60,000 a year, but still got to get back on the road to make more money for their family. You know what I'm saying? Brothers got companies of their own companies and still doing the work. So we ain't none of us sitting back, kicking our feet up, watching Netflix all day, chilling with no worries. You get what I'm saying? That's the life of a rich man. He ain't got to do the work. He ain't got to do anything. He ain't got to lift a finger. He got everybody doing the work for him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why ain't nobody hearing us. Ain't nobody hearing us. I'm for the last, I say about a month or two. All I've been thinking about is just why nobody listen to me when I say something, right? I know there's times in my life I've been wrong all the time, like a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? And I amount to that, I'll be like, okay, I'm wrong about this. But when the times when I'm right about something, I'll be like, damn, why nobody listens to me though? You get what I'm saying? Like I'm just wondering about it, but it said it's despised. And it says wisdom is better than the weapons of war, right? Weapon of war, you saying wisdom is better than a nuclear missile? Grenades, a tank, helicopters with rocket launchers on them attached to them. Weapons of war, man. But one sinner destroyed much good. And that's a lot. A lot of good. One sinner destroyed much good. And we all know what's good. The law, statute, commandments, all 613. You know what I mean? So I just came upon that. I don't even know. The Most High just brought me to that right there. Cause we go out there and teach the word of God and they despise us. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like bro brought up Galatians, they gotta reap what they sow. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come back to them. Not just because when you want it to come, that's Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, but evil deed, it's gonna get Most High gonna get back with you. Trust me. Trust and believe that. And I yell on that.
And Khan King, because
Con.
what the brother just said, right? You know why our wisdom seems foolishness? Hey, 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And that's the thing, like, hey, King, because we speak the words of the Most High. Hey, it's foolishness with these people. You know what I mean? They feel that it's foolishness, but hey, the wisdom of this world is foolishness, bro. So yeah, all right, that's it, man. I
Hey,
hear with that, King.
hey,
Right.
look,
Con.
go ahead, Shasha. You got it. Hey, and it's crazy because look, so I wanted to bring this out because brother Shia, he teased me, right? Because I brought it out last night in the lesson, 1 John 3 and 10, just to let me back what both of y'all were saying to tie it in, right? We have to also remember this. 1 John chapter 3, verse 10. In this, the children of Yahweh are manifest. So we know that if we're keeping the commandments and doing the will of the Most High, we know that the children of Yahweh is manifest. It says, and the children of the devil. So we got to also realize that even though that we're coming back to our heritage, our laws, the Most High ways, you know what I'm saying, the understanding of the ancient, we're coming back to the way we're supposed to walk. The children of Satan is also doing what they're supposed to do. That's the balance. So we got to remember that even though Yahweh has children, we know that Yahweh have children, but now we also got to realize that Satan has children. Right? So I'm going to reread that from the top. 1 John chapter 3, verse 10. In this the children of Yahweh are manifest, and the children of the devil. Right? Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of Yahweh, neither he that loveth not his brother. So he's saying, hey, you ain't gonna love your brother, man. So these are the small scriptures that points us out to people that, you know what I'm saying, that you see is going on. You know what I'm saying? So when you see those certain things that these scriptures say, you can say you know them, you can say you love them, you can say you love your brother, you can say all these things, but when the scripture says this and you're walking contrary to the scriptures, then that's up to you to believe that lie, what's coming out of that mouth, because the
That's right.
scriptures say one thing and your actions are not leading up to the scripture. So it's up to us to have that discernment and
We don't
not,
believe you. You
be
need more people. That's what it is. Hey, look, we don't believe you. When you come up and you don't have your fringes on, and
come on, bro.
the women out here dressed with the breasts out, and you talking about the Lord. Hey, we know you don't know the Lord, because if you knew the Lord, you wouldn't be dressed like that.
Hey,
Hey, you
hey,
have your fringes on. Go ahead, King.
but when they trick us though, they come up and try to say shalom. You
Uh-huh.
kind of, what I'm saying? Hey, you kind of got the lingo. You might even know some Hebrew. You might know some breakdowns. You might have some understanding, but your understanding isn't the wisdom of the Most High, like you just said, because you still mix in the world, like Brother Tazwan favorite scripture in 1 Corinthians. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit at the table of the Lord and the table of devils. It's just impossible, man.
That's
So
that hot and cold spirit. That's that so like that lukewarm spirit.
yeah, Khan, Khan.
Con. King.
That's crazy, man. So yeah, I deal with that, man. Hey, with that being said, man, I pray that somebody got a little bit closer to their walk of the Most High. Hey, I love y'all. My name is Arya.
Brother Hoshaya.
Brother Tazwan.
And that's King Sharshaw and Brother Yahalam. And we want to say Shalom. And what we got to do at Tazwan,
Shalom.
what we hoping they do.
I hope they push that damn button
Hey,
And what else, King? And repent. What?
and repent as a Hebrew Israelite.
Hey, it is what
cause,
it is.
Con.
cause we came to establish the law.
Oh,
All
Con.
praise.
Shalom.
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 Shalom.